Here we go, back again. But today, I bring you sad news. It was announced that Jack Charlton has died at the age of 85. The legend himself. Absolutely a fantastic man. Wonderful husband, father, grandfather and great-grandfather. He will be sadly missed. Jack Charlton was a wonderful, brilliant man, great footballer, absolute legend. Never had the pleasure of meeting the man myself, but I've heard some absolutely fantastic stories from people who I've met. Said he was an absolute legend, absolute wonderful, brilliant man. Jackie Charlton was born up at Ashton, Northumberland, back in 1935, and he joined Leeds United, I think at the age of 17. He was a centre-back, and he spent all of his playing career at Leeds United. Joined in 1952, and didn't finish his career there until 1973. The year Sunderland won the FA Cup. 629 appearances and 70 goals. Absolutely fantastic. He loved Leeds United, loved playing for Leeds United. Jack Charlton was asked, was playing for England, winning the World Cup 1966, the highlight of his footballing career? And he said no. He said there was other occasions playing for Leeds that he remembered and that loved the most. And he also said that he was a no-nonsense centre-back, but his brother Bobby, Sir Bobby, was a brilliant footballer, and that Bobby was a much better talented footballer than Jack himself. You know, the honesty of the man was brilliant. Humble man, absolutely fantastic. Now he played for England, got his first cap in 1965. All the way through to 1975 years, 35 appearances, 6 goals. But then he went to his managerial career. Middlesbrough was the first club he managed back in 1973 for 4 years to 77, and he won the second division title with Middlesbrough. Then he went to Sheffield Wednesday, 1977 to 1983. Then Newcastle, 84 to 85, before becoming the Republic of Ireland's manager. 1986 to 1996, 10 years. And he was the first manager ever to get Ireland, Republic of Ireland, to a World Cup. And they reached the quarterfinals. That was the brilliance of the man. Little Republic of Ireland, with the likes of, you had your Niall Quinns, your Frank Stapletons, absolutely brilliant players. I remember, I used to always go with my grandma, God rest my grandma's soul. She was absolutely the salt of the earth, a brilliant woman. My nana she never had a bad word to say about anybody. I love it. I loved it a bit. I still love it now. Absolutely wonderful lady, my grandma. Now she used to always, whenever Jack Charlton or Bobby Charlton would come on the TV, she used to always tell me the story that she was related to Jack Charlton and to Bobby Charlton. Yes, so my nana said she was related to Jackie Charlton and Bobby Charlton, to Bobby Charlton, and that my grandma's mum and Jack Charlton's mum were cousins, and she was proud of it. She thought they were brilliant footballers and brilliant individuals, and she was proud to be related to Jack Charlton. Now, like I said, the amount of trophies he won with Leeds and titles he's won, and some of the stories from ex-footballers that come out is absolutely fantastic, and it's just a testament to the guy himself. Absolute brilliant man, hard tackling man, no nonsense centre back, but he scored some goals as well. Right, so this is just my little sort of way of paying me respects. So Jack Charlton, may you rest in peace, and you will be missed by thousands. Now I've got a couple of little recordings here of Jack Charlton himself. One telling a story about when he met the Pope. One, being humble about other players, about Niall Quinn. About telling a little story about Niall Quinn, how Niall Quinn wanted to be a horse race trainer before he came to Sunderland, and Jack Charlton persuaded him to concentrate on his football at Sunderland and forget about being a horse racing trainer. And then also at the end, I've got some of his action itself, and A brilliant individual goal. So then again, Jack Charlton, rest in peace. God rest your soul.
Mick Byrne came to me and he said, our boss, he said, when we get to Rome, you'll get us in to see the Pope, won't you? Well, that was where the final was going to be played, and I didn't think we had a prayer again to the final.
Right.
So I said, if we get to Rome, I'll get you to see the Pope.
He said, no problems, Mick. I don't think he thought we were going to qualify, to be honest with you. But anyway, we qualified. So I said, right, we've got to go and see the Pope. He said, no, take it easy, take it easy.
Now, I thought an audience with the Pope was that you're going to a room, big room, and he would come in and bless the lads, say a prayer, and then you would have some pictures taken, you have a glass of wine or a cup of coffee, and we would give him a ball and a shirt we'd got signed for him and everything. You know, I thought that was, well, it's not. The audience chamber and room holds 7,000 people. It's immense. It's as big as a football ground.
Yeah.
And we went down the central aisle, everybody stood up, there were people there from all over the world, and our seats had actually been placed on the stage.
I was the last in because I was getting everyone through. And I was the last in, and there was no seat on the upper. And Frank Stapleton was sitting in the front. Frank got up off his seat and allowed me to sit in the front.
And then all of a sudden everybody goes, shh, 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 the Pope's coming, he's coming. And sure enough, he came through the door at the back and walked straight to the centre of the stage, to the microphones, blessed the audience, and then read his lesson in Latin for about 20 minutes. And then he went and sat on his throne, which was from me 10 yards away, went and sat on his throne. And then another bishop got up and repeated what he had said in Portuguese for 20 minutes. There were 6 bishops got up and repeated what the Pope had said in his lesson in 6 different languages, because everybody in the place were from different parts of the world, different languages. And we sat through this, and I found it very hard to stay awake.
Sure.
Oh, God. And I was very aware because there was a bank of photographers over the other side.
And you're
and I thought it'd be just be like the thing, you know, that does off, that somebody takes a picture and it's on the front page of the News of the World. Other people, Jack Charlton meets the Pope, you know. So I'm fighting like hell to stay awake.
Jack, I think for all the study that he was doing on teams and stuff like that, Jack felt a little bit tired and stuff like that. So eventually he kind of did nod off a little bit.
Mick gives me an elbow and goes, so everyone looks, and Jack is nodded off, right? So the Pope is finishing up and he's giving his blessing.
The Pope was on the 3rd bit of his blessing, and he was looking right at me, and he had his hand in the air like that. And as I woke up, I thought he was waving at me, so I stood up and went back. Oh,
Excellent.
dear. I tell you, it was serious.
Playing the host country.
Niall Quinn is a lovely lad. I met him first when he was at Arsenal, and then he went on to Manchester City, and then he went on to Sunderland. Niall was one of those players that it took a little bit of time for him to grasp what I was after. I didn't want him to play football up front. I didn't want him coming into positions where the ball was fed to his feet and then he had to do something with it or bring other people into the play. I wanted Niall to do what you'd call... I'd watched Belgium play, and they had a guy called Keulemans play for them. And Keulemans was a big 6'4" centre forward, and he always ran into the box from midfield, and they would hit him with the ball wherever he went, and he would change the direction of the ball. And that was sort of what I wanted Niall to do. And it took a while for Niall to grasp it. It took a while for Tony Cascarino to grasp it. It took a little bit of time for John Ulrich to understand what I was trying to get at. But it was Niall, good head of the ball, big 6'5", I think he is, and but I didn't want him to play. When he was at Manchester City and they'd just gone to Sunderland, I was talking to him, and he was talking about wanting to be a racehorse trainer. And I said, but you've gone to Sunderland. You've got maybe 2 or 3 years left in your career where you're really good at. I said, and you're going to Sunderland. I said, don't think a minute about horses. Concentrate on what you're doing at Sunderland. You'll be well paid up there. And you can make your mind up about horses when you finish doing the job for Sunderland. Because Niall was thinking about, after about a year there, that he maybe should have called it a day and done what he wants to do, which is be a racehorse trainer of all things. And we had a good chat about it. And To his credit, he did. He went to Sunderland. I don't remember him being reported about having horses or being following horses or anything for the next 2 or 3 years. Went on to achieve a great deal in the game. I think the thing he did when he gave his testimonial money to a charity, that was brilliant. I mean, nobody in the history of football, when I had a testimonial, had ever done anything like that. And Niall did. And it made him a friend of everybody.